Hi everyone, welcome back. It's Moa aka Swedish Whiskey Girl, and today we are here with the Paul John sample, and this is the Mithuna. I think it's pronounced, I'm not really sure. It is Indian single malt from Paul John, and it's part of their Zodiac series, and it's named after the third zodiac sign of kind of Indian, what's it called, astrology, which I think is the equivalent of Gemini. It sits at 58% ABV. It's non-chill filtered, I believe, and natural colour, and matured initially in Virgin American oak, followed by ex-bourbon casks, or finished in ex-bourbon casks. So yeah, an interesting one. I think it retailed at £210. It's quite expensive. But yeah, I'm looking forward to trying it, and this is thanks to Shilton, their brand ambassador, who sent me a sample. So thank you, Shilton. I am really excited to try this. I had that initial nose. I just realised this isn't the right whiskey. This was what happens when I film 2 in a day. This is the one. And yeah, I had an initial nose just when I filmed the intro to this, and it's intriguing. So let's start by having a look on the nose. It's a yummy nose, this. Let's just see if I can put it into words. It's brown sugar, probably the first thing I'm getting. It's like jungle and brown sugar and a little bit floral, so it makes me think of something like, it makes me think of toffee, but also licorice, and they don't sound like they would go together to me. But they're separate, but woven into this lovely mixture. Oh, there's something in there that is so yummy. I'm excited. What is that though? It's floral, it's juicy, it's dark, but what is it? Partially it makes me think of soap, but I think that's not because it's like a floral soap. I think it's more of a, I have like a really scented soap or shampoo or conditioner or something, or a perfume even, that has this scent in it. It's almost like this would be something like, you know how chocolate can induce like happy feelings? The nose of this gives me happy feelings. I don't know, it's just chewy, and I think that kind of, I would describe as a jungle sweetness. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's because it's quite humid, a little bit like a damp sweetness. It's like maybe like damp brown sugar, but also maybe like caramelized brown sugar, or like charred brown sugar. But what is that? Is it a fruit? Almost like a chocolate note or a coffee note or something like that kind of darkness. Oh, I almost had it. Oh, this is how my brain works. I'm just trying to explain, because I know my brain is just working on overload trying to like figure out what this is. But it's like when lightning happens, so you get like a little flash of light, and my brain was like showed me an image of what this was for a second or like a millisecond, but I couldn't really grasp it. So that's why I keep just coming back to it, because I don't really want to sip it before I get that strong notes that I'm trying to identify. Almost has like a chemical touch to it, like petrol, but it's fruitier and sweeter than petrol, but kind of the viscosity of a petrol scent if you've been in a gas station. Maybe there's like orange after eights. Oh, this is gonna annoy me. Oh, it's If this was a perfume, let me tell you, I'd wear this. Also, I just realized, it doesn't feel hot on the nose, even though it's, what did I say, 58? Yep. Gorgeous nose. This is one of the loveliest scents that I have on a whiskey that I've had in a long time. This is very Swedish, but it's almost a bit like delicatobollar, which is like a chocolate ball. It's a raw cookie dough almost, but it's made with oats and butter and chocolate, or like cocoa powder and sugar. And you roll it into a ball and you dip it in barley sugar, which is like a thicker kind of sugar. Because it has like a coconut note. Okay, Moa, calm down, get over yourself. Let's try it, because I don't know. I could nose this forever though, let me tell you, because it's gorgeous. Like honey on toast. Lavender? Now it just sounds like I'm just pulling tasting notes out of thin air. Let's try it. Okay. Sandra? Very rich palate. Doesn't feel too hot straight away. Feels jungly on the palate as well, because it has that. I think what I mean by jungle is that it has a touch of like a vegetal. I want to say like grassy notes, but it's not. That's not the dominant thing. You know, the tasting notes feel humid, and yeah, it doesn't feel hot. So I might add a little bit of water to it because I just want to see what happens. Lovely palate as well. It's sometimes I find with whiskies that are made in hotter climates that you almost need a little bit higher ABV because they almost feel a little bit too thin without it. In my experience, the ones I've tried, but I haven't tried that many. Yeah, lovely rich tone. There's a woodiness there, but it's not too bitter or too dry. It's quite juicy. It's has like a bit of this kind of damp darkness that you'd find maybe in some bourbons, but a much cleaner note. I don't know if that's the best way of describing it, but more of a like a single malt cleanliness, which I think I describe it as clean, not because I think bourbons are dirty, but because to me single malts with this kind of barley note is what I'm used to. So it's the kind of cleanliness for me, because when you add rye or corn or wheat, something happens with the character, the grain character, which for me is slightly foreign because I'm not that used to it yet. If that makes sense. So it's kind of the simplicity of barley, which is just gives that kind of single malt tone. A little bit of mouthwash, but in a really good way. I think it's the mintiness. Mint, licorice, floral, grass, pineapples, maybe? So many things going on. Quite darkly, maybe like oranges. It reminds me of like a Cavalan. Something that's really rich in character, not too dry, still very juicy. Interesting combination of the virgin oak and then the ex-bourbon finish. I wonder how much it would differ if you did it the other way around. What they've done though works really well. Let's add a dash of water just to see what happens. Yeah, I'm getting closer and closer to it. I think it's like cough medicine or mouthwash or like a toothpaste, which does not sound good, I know. But it's lovely. I mean, I know it doesn't make sense, but it suits my palate so well because it's like the weirdness of a cough medicine petrol notes. If you do like the scent of those, you will probably get what I mean. I mean, if this was mouthwash or cough medicine, it's definitely a cough medicine I'd go for every time. It's just so rich and so... Every time I come back to it, I get something new. And I also want to keep coming back to it. Because sometimes when I feel like I'm looking too hard, then I kind of lose a little bit of my interest. But this one I just keep coming back to. And it's just something new every time. Yeah, I love that tropical, almost like a tropical fizz, like fizzy candies that are tropical, like flavoured. That jungly murkiness, not too hot without the water, and held up nicely to water. I wasn't sure what was going to happen there. Definitely reminds me more of like we call them kärleksmums in Sweden. I'll put a photo up somewhere so you can see them, but it's like a airy brownie with this lovely coffee flavoured like mocha glaze on top, and it reminds me a bit of the mocha glaze, probably because it also has coconut on top. What a desserty treat. I think the water brings out a little bit more vegetable notes, so it has a touch more of a bitterness. There's like a grassy note. But yeah, I think it held up nicely with that amount of water that I added anyways. And the nose is still outstanding. It's definitely one of the best things I've nosed in a while. Very impressed. I mean, I'd love to hear your thoughts on Paul John. I often get a lot of requests to do more Paul John whiskey, and I of course hope to be able to do more in the future, and I'd love to do some more Cavlands as well. I'm just fascinated by international whiskies, as you probably know if you watched the channel before. But yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts on Paul John, so please let me know in the comments below if you have any recommendations. And of course, if you do want to support the channel, I'd be thrilled if you would perhaps like this video if you've liked it. Consider subscribing if you haven't already, or if you would consider using my affiliate links the next time you're shopping with Master Malt, the Whisky Exchange, or the Scotch Malt Whisky Society. And if you are a Patreon already, you know that I do Whisky of the Month every month at the start of the month. And this will probably be a strong contender for July, but we'll have to wait until the start of August to find out what we'll think of this month. I'm actually going to a distillery for a press trip in just a few days, so we'll see if we'll try something lovely on that trip as well. But I'll let you guys know over on Patreon, so thank you for supporting me there. And of course, I hope you've all had an absolutely wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Sláinte.